from Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM, and I want to welcome me other studio guests. We are Melvin Tijan Mansari, parliamentary reporter and senior colleague. We done in a parliament for long term and safe. Don't witness all the agreements then we most time can go to parliament. Good afternoon, Melvin. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Plenty thank you for getting me at the program and Fambulu Nakushe.
All right, as I tell you earlier on, we get updates about the toll gates because the Ministry of Works and Public Assets go on a parliament together with the China Railway Savings Group, usai the Committee on Works and Public Assets go update them. But as I tell you now on inside the program, I get Abdul Karim Will. We go can give you updates about survey. We government go start for collect data concerning flood risk assessment and for build resilient cities. Good afternoon, Will, and welcome to Radio Democracy once more.
Good afternoon again. Thank you for getting me.
All right. Firstly, as Unana Office of National Security, take me through waiting so far done the happen at the office from this year.
Well, several things. If we say for catalog all of those, we go there for the rest of the day. However, since we're a security outfit, it's always important for that we give the public within the obtain at a particular moment. So by way estimation, we confident for say the security situation of the country relatively peaceful. And we expected that would be the situation for the foreseeable future. In spite of the challenges, the sector still remain fully in charge. And therefore, we encourage members of the public for go about the normal lawful activities as the sector now we responsibility for provide security and safety for all well-meaning citizens. In that regard, we also call the public for let them participate positively in the maximization of the country in security. Whilst we antennas they remain alert, we continue for strengthen intelligence and information collection. We equally partner with them for let them help we for achieve our objective. We have for protect lives and property. And for let them self play the role, then for cooperate with law enforcement, and for refrain from doing things that we go undermine the peace of the communities, we go jeopardize the peace of the country, and remain very much also alert to the realities where they happen and give information to the public, to the police who say information required. So far, we all know that we don't come up by election trade based on the promise we make that we will play our own part as a sector for provide security for the elections. We do so, and in doing that security provision, we will take the public along. All of what they do, we get involved, we get informed, so that they go understand what they do, how they do them, within the informal intervention, and within they say for do for complement the overall efforts of the security sector. So far we satisfied that we continue for exist as a state. Things can continue for move life, they go on as expected. Like I say, challenges in there, here and there. But we continue for appeal to members of the public that we're in an era where social media we're supposed to solve the problems, because if social media is positively utilized, it will solve a lot of the dilemmas of the world. But sadly, in the case, it don't become the opposite. They become more of a curse than a blessing. So now we be mindful of that there is social media, we get a lot of misinformation, a lot of propaganda, and some people, they make conscious effort just for distort the facts. So you with the whole your Android phone, where they read them, not to every other person go read with you, get the phone. Make conscious effort to cross-check information we receive, because that it will help you. It will help your community. Not jump into action because somebody say go do this. Especially so where the law, the general law say you will take action for something, then you go bear the consequences. So not allow somebody drag you into things that we not get for paper, into things that we not get for get involved in. Because at the end of the day, if any problems there, especially we will sit on here, we resident as alone. Now we go be the people who will be directly impacted. If not positive thing, it will all church we well. If not things that were negative, it will equally affect you. If you're not affected directly, it will affect your family, it will affect your picking. It's alone a small country. We are all in a way related. So at that day we appeal to members of the public, but we're thankful so far that we don't enjoy the support from members of the public and all of the relevant stakeholders, whether not the media, whether not appending security sector institutions, all for ensuring we all put our hands on deck for ensuring we maximize security. They are one for stop so far.
All right, as you just don't give you updates about things that we don't happen, we just come up by lecture, fail attempt coup and other things. Them at this moment as a country, we safe.
Yes, that make us say by we intelligence estimation, we relatively peaceful. No country in the world, not even the most advanced country in the world, will tell you say 100% safe and secure. Relative security means say in the midst of the challenges, the structures the way they're in charge, they're still in charge fully, they function. Now that make they still kaya and sit down and talk. Now that make people in the go school. Now that make people in the go do their business, what can they run here and there. Now we ability as a people, as a country, for resolve the differences as we go along are very much important. So we safe as a country.
All right. If you look the Human Rights Commission Act, it could tell you say right to go with responsibility as a citizen. Within our responsibility, so that as a country we will continue to enjoy peace and democracy.
Yes. As somebody also very much particular about the rights of citizens, the rights of people, are very much particular also for CC that their rights and they be enjoyed fully and nothing not tamper with them. By constitutional provision, if you look at section 15, they go to section 27 of the constitution, the ground norm, it talks people and their right to several things. But it also talks in all of the provisions, to every right, there are equal responsibilities. Unfortunately, over the period, either for, out of maybe somebody don't know, or somebody know it just deliberately decides say for no, people and they only pay attention to the rights, and forget about the responsibilities. Every citizen will pay attention to both rights and responsibilities. It is serve as a good citizen. If you just pay attention to one aspect of them and forget the other one, then it's not a complete thing. Then it can bring them problems and what will they encounter. So do you as citizens, whilst now you right, say for example, to freedom of expression, but that you right to freedom of expression also tamper on the integrity or dignity of the other person. Because so forget say like we can talk in a local balance. That was how your right begin. That was how your right stop. Now the other person even will itself begin. So now we be mindful of that one day. Now then they make in we own kind of approach. Now for inform the public. Now for bring calm, genuine provisions where the people if they follow them, they don't go run into any problems whatsoever. We gotta forget, say, for example, now we talk about issues related to demonstrations, because that in the end don't be topical over the period. The security sector get a responsibility for provide security for every peaceful citizen. And in the provision of that security day, it not go jeopardize or compromise the state security as against the interests of a few people, especially so when it don't become the kind of it don't become a kind of practice that people that we want for going to demonstrations, they will just go sit on a social media tomorrow when they come out, so don't go do this and that kind of thing. We're very, very much challenging. We as a sector, the reason for our existence now for provide security and safety for every meaningful citizen. If we sit down idly by and allow people and can undermine that one day, they will fail in our responsibilities. We fail the very people that we give responsibility for that we provide that one day. So for we all be on the same page. Whilst rights to demonstrations or assembly, freedom of expression and that kind of a thing, now recognize rights in the laws of Sierra Leone, particularly the Constitution. It also talks for example, you go into demonstrations, talk to the relevant authorities. When I sit and look at the implications of that thing that we want for going to. If it bode well for national security, you will be granted and you will even be supported. We not see any gathering where one or two people can come, especially one we get for do with agitation. Other people can go out for counter that one day. So some thinking the whilst when I get good intentions, then one day they come for counter on our actions, will actually things down our image day and present her for this until we buy. Now that make the law say talk to the relevant authority so that collectively they go provide you the security, they will help you for achieve your purpose in a way where nobody not go be impacted. If, for example, I say I want for process using 1, 2, 3 roads at Freetown, what are the implications? What go be the effect on the general population? So the police go say, for example, okay, since now, even though Naya you want for use for go yanda, you can still use Obayanda for reach still where you want for go. So in a way, you know, go obstruct traffic, you know, go obstruct other people who don't know how to go into your business and so on and so forth. When I salon, sadly, I see some thinking the people they say, oh, they can't demonstrate tomorrow. If you not join me for the demonstration, we go do bad thing. No, not a demonstration any longer, not to a riot. Now that make the law even give different descriptions. That where you now do things away out of the way without you referencing the relevant provisions of the law or the relevant institutions who get responsibility, you go into a riotous conduct. And riotous conduct all over the world prohibited. And when people get themselves engaged in that kind of thing, the law will take in course. Right. We don't want for always take the law. We don't want for always let the law take in course. Now that make we use a coward approach. We in the Office of National Security, the leadership very much particular that anything what we do, get the public fully informed, get the public fully on board. Now that make we not only limit with conversation or with discussion, now radios and television. You know, say people in the use social media extensively. When they go to social media, we know say some people and not even they use social media, they listen to social. So they go to the hostel, they go to communities, we go to street rallies, we talk to them. We do rejoinders for information. We get the tendency from his informed public for clearly let them understand how it's supposed to be. Because we get what one responsibility or one overall objective that the people are adequately informed. Because if insecurity there, believe you me, all other people they go to their house and sleep or lock their house them, we go in at it. So in a way, we don't go want that kind of situation prevail. Because when they prevail, now we officers them go in the streets, now then go become the victims. So then go be the people them where like all of these things we don't happen. The officers they die and their families, their parents them. Now then they into this kind of turmoil. So we don't want that kind of thing to happen. And that make we appeal to members of the public. We all get a role for play, irrespective of waiting with different inclinations. The overall objective is for see salon progress. And for let salon progress, again for be with collective effort. No one institution not get monopoly for ensure say the thing the way for happen. It means say we all get for come together collectively for let the right things that want for happen, it happen. And then they go find for we, your generation and generations yet on board.
All right. In name na Abdul Karim Will, in spokesperson for Office of National Security, just gonna update about the status of security and safe cycle on salon people for go according to the country in law. I'll come back now to you, Melvin. As I introduce you, you know somebody we don't in a parliament for a long time now, and you don't witness most of the agreements them we. Don't they go to parliament concerning government and other country them. But firstly, waiting so far don't they happen at parliament, not the main, usai, people can go with agreements, a member of parliament then can debate different issues. Waiting so far don't they happen?
Well, I think say Fambul for appreciate the fact say parliament looking at the sensitivity and the consequence of the issue of the proposed increase, then take it serious. Because I remember last week I been also again on the same issue, and it seems as if some of the things that we talk, lawmakers are considering them. And I want to say kudos to the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Works and Public Assets for waiting someone in a public hearing, the CRSG, the SLRA, and the Ministry of Works, represented by the Minister, Dr. Sunday. So, parliamentary-wise, the resolution was, so many things to talk about. We will need for update from them. We will get this assumption that, where is the data? And CRSG be making clear that things like the base traffic data, then only get monthly to the SLRA. So you ask yourself, the SLRA don't they furnish the Ministry of Works? We don't know. But the resolution one that all them data and they for come to Parliament. And resolution two that for make them implement or actualize that proposed date of March 1, Parliament for them be furnished with that. And it was clearly stated across the political divide that the increments, the minister for the needful and come with the price increments to Parliament. Definitely, I think this now an issue we get not only economic, but also investment consideration. Because one thing we clearly from the Chinese, now that nobody not go want for putting money in a country where if you say where government change, contract change. So I think that was a scary fact. Whether they are doing that to psychologically create that fear in the minds of the Sierra Leone government, it's something of another thinking. But it came out clearly that the Chinese were then put out points them talking about the say they get losses and say this is one of the best road we are in. People in come from Ghana, Senegal, and Liberia, and they come for kind of the study. And from the CRG perspective, it seems as if they don't do all the thing they in the contract. However, the fact remains that Parliament not get all the information in the way they say they get, and based on when they go submit them, we go say the proposed increase will take an effect or not will take an effect. So the wait. This is another interesting week again as we lead up to the time.
All right, you just mentioned about things them we happen at Parliament. One get for do with the data, traffic. We are in the say they don't give that data day to SLRA, and we are see SLRA mean day during the questioning. What may be the response towards waiting the Chinese then say?
Then confirm say yes, then don't they receive that. Then confirm that because the Director General, a young man, been Dede, and talk about that. For me, that's not a bigger picture. If may not be a legislator, I think about the irony. Of course, they say they get a lot of expenditures, then they get a lot of loss when they incur and things like that. They don't create a lot of job. But if you look at the irony here, if you look at the contract point 10.5, it tell you about you look at point 10.4, revision to these highway tolls. The toll tariff shall be adjusted subject to the review on the base traffic data by both parties whenever the exchange rate varies by 10%. The concessionaire shall ensure that the toll tariffs are published at such time so as to enable the adjusted tolls to be charged with effect from the requisite date under this concession agreement, at any rate not later than 2 days after mutual agreement. So here, the point here, I talk about irony, they say based on base traffic data, so the price shall be adjusted in tandem with the exchange rates. So an argument where the Chinese and by extension the government minister they make and that exchange rates don't go up for over 100 or so percent. And this will don't take effect long ago. However, which I think the minister and some of the technocrats, they not think now that in the submission of the Chinese, then they tell you say the rates at which drivers they run this Wellington Mashaka highway when at 3 to 5 trips per day, it will increase from 7 to 10. So if you put that into juxtaposition with base traffic data, it shows that the base traffic data has increased. So if you don't increase, why should you increase also in the price? Wherein the agreement states that subject to the base traffic, they are just capturing the exchange rate. And then they pretend as if people are not understand. Say the first provision in that sentence is the base traffic data. So if in one hand the Chinese they say they don't increase, driver and they run 7-10 lap, we mean say the base traffic data they up. How comes you are now coming with the argument of the exchange rate? So that is irreconcilable. And for technocrats and lawmakers, I think it's an for preoccupy their minds with as to how to reconcile. Thankfully, I think Parliament does serve the interests of the people so far by giving them a technical, what I would call albatross, wherein if the information not can, this thing not for take effect. If it can, it might take effect. So Parliament are playing safe, and I think the public interest also don't look favorable on what's on the so far.
All right, as you just mentioned about things that we get for do with the traffic data, we are in the Chinese and say it don't go because driver they now they go almost lap per day and same way so the minister they talk about exchange rate. But if you listen to audio from the former Minister of Works and Public Assets, Kemosi say make and clear say this agreement not get anything. We deny the agreement for say price go up or price go can down.
It deceive the public, and the APC they not get sorry for saying a big political party. If it comes about political governance and administration, the APC administration will get a local standard for talk on this matter. I'm sorry for say, and I know some of the supporters and members and stalwarts and all pleased with me.
I know that
the APC not gonna much for put pan this gate because 2015 they be in a government, they get majority in the parliament. I was there, SLP was in minority, and now they count all these provisions. In fact, there is a dangerous provision in this agreement we will not even know that certain information should not be disclosed to third party. Who is the third party? What are this information? We don't know. So we can also say listening audio, it is just politicking. Enough for talk safe. It owe Sierra Leoneans an apology for presenting such an agreement where from then they will say it get risk, today the risk they exist, and you want for talk. I don't think they're right. Waiting for talk about SLP people don't promise during the campaign say then go change this agreement with them kind of power and they don't kind of power now for almost 6 years and not for change. That is my focus. But I don't think APC they're not able to say for politicize this issue because Sierra Leoneans are not fools.
All right. So you think say at this point government need for call the former minister and ask her because if you listen to the audio, that's not in basis back say anything the government for don't call her, let you explain to them within the rationales of some of the provisions them we inside the agreement.
Sorry for say Kemosi say seem for not understand what is governance or it exposing himself to really clean. Why never call you? Are there no documents? Are there no minutes to meetings? Why you want for car? You want to make yourself relevant because you don't cancel toll gate issue. And then you want can catch fame. It's ridiculous. And let think advise himself or the one who the advisor and the advisor. Waiting them for calling for. You're a minister. You don't come on a government. If you don't have documents behind, what you want can do again? You want can catch fame now. For them say, I can mostly say that in the call, so he's as far as I'm concerned, he's irrelevant on this matter. He owes Sierra Leonean any administration, that means the APC last administration, they owe Sierra Leonean people them for big for that kind of agreement. And now one can catch fame, and now one make it relevant. If you can beg first before you forward much about this talk. Right. Because I carry the bad agreements with the election because that's for people.
All right, I'll come over to you quickly, Solomon Sundu. You know, one of the civil society then weighed on the monitor this toll gate and safe they around the parliament and safe don't the pay key attention concerning this toll gate and during the time with them Minister of Works and the Chinese management on a parliament. Firstly, what you thought about the increment of the toll gate?
Thank you, and I want just take from Osai, my brother, start with the provisions of the highway toll. With people always like who we can talk, we can come out for tell we governance or people already in governance that the public matter in democracy. When we talk about democracy and good governance, and that exactly we can always try for make let people understand that whatever we do in governments they do, make le subjects they understand if na agreements they pass, if na laws they pass, make the people don't understand exactly the area where they come up from. We not say now we they go na parliament for go we agree say let we agree we sign law. Now make we send the with representations, right? like the parliamentarians. One, when this thing here starts in 2014, 2015, Joel Equity, me brother say, we see that the parliament, the kind arguments will be there between the then ruling APC in government and the opposition now in governance when a SAPP. And in fact, that don't be the campaign of the then SAPP, that the toll gates, the agreements, right, when they take over, they will come, they review. That's the one point where I want to call the president in attention. That when they make campaign or when they do campaign, within, when you get governance, as you come, do what you talk, a long-term policy statement. For there you go be, respected within your governance structure. When on one side and the way I feel say, the SAPP in government, for me, the ministry at that time, for don't do the needful. As they become, therefore don't make sure say this toll, we take campaign, say what we can. In fact, some man be saying we are bottom. So man be say the agreement, they no go allow them, right? Now that's the campaign on. If I don't come now in government, what's in the president for don't do, then for don't set up a committee where for look into that agreement, right? Like always to the pencil now, enough for don't be. Because if we don't draw the public attention that this way I be telling us say we they do, Kemosi say not for be get the rights now for come as former minister for tell we say in get the document. In fact, this now one of the things we talk about with governance structure. I don't know how people want to take Sierra Leoneans, we the citizens. It means say we government it can tear them away at any given point. I'm not there for come make I give praises like within the national security person they say. I know we at any time where security issues that they come first and inform the public about what's in the happen. And they tell the public say, now this so one do, in fact tomorrow one for burn nominations, tomorrow one for do this, one for destroy this. Let the public inform. This time we don't call we governments them. We don't the past present, right? We them for don't they do. Whenever you talk something, Kali you do them. This toll, we all know say the deal not to be better deal for Sierra Leone. Even though the project itself, because around the world, people they go with toll. But when you go into agreements, do them in the best interest of the citizens. Because you not get for the day tomorrow. Now other person get for the day. If that person where they can't take over you, make it take from the step where you put them. If rather unfortunate what they hear from Kemosi say for say, then we don't say, then we don't agree say, this tool, all the agreements where they don't do for 25 years, nobody know for review, it's lie. If you look to clause 10.4, what's in, it tell we, it's a whenever the traffic data, right, or the increment of foreign exchange go to 10%, then for review both parties, and this nine therefore don't do all this while we don't tell we, and also therefore the report. Well, now we are say SLR they tell we say then they receive the traffic data every month, but they come and tell the people and say now this every month the Chinese company don't they gain from the toll every month. They don't ever do them. Don't ever tell we how much they make. Don't ever tell we how much they collect. What's the expenditure? Waiting they don't involve into the roads. You understand? And by the way, this I know we call an a trunk road, right? Now expansion of road. The road be don't in existence. We agree say then do bridge one or two side, right? But if you look at the amount CSFO involved, $151 million. I mean, if you check them, how much they take by kilometer from here to my Shaka? Now 47 miles, right? If you calculate that one, so 1 kilometer or let's say 1 mile, it don't cost more than $4 million. Now it's cheating on the citizens of this country. So for me, when Kemo come up the air, it's like they want to bring conflict, they want to forget a political score for which is wrong. And what's they will call them for? In this sense, are they not documents? It not be left documents? Then get documents. So if the proper agreements were spelled, well, sometimes the area where they talk say let them call them, Now make us say government for don't set up a committee. That committee, like when we do the COI, let them invite her in that committee, make it can explain. But that's not the failure of the part of the president I can talk on. Now the failure of the part of this present administration. Now you see what they fail for do. Now you came out the trainer for sitting for calling. We're not calling into committee or the parliamentary committee were responsible. Where we will say kudos to them. Right. Because when this year starts, me we sit down, we be there in one of our sister program, na Star TV. We lambast at the current minister. Instead what he do, he fail for do the needful. If you want for brain cam or when I don't go into that kind of thing, you want for review, check if whether the traffic data when the Chinese they say them you don't produce every month to SLRA. You will get some? They say not get some. Check about the financial expenditure where then for they always report to the citizens of this country. You will get some? They say not get some. This not the negligence. Instead just bump into the whole thing. When me one say they both the former, you understand, administration and this administration, they whole apology. Maybe they say na Kemo. Even the current minister, they all only apology because you cannot just bump into something.
Sorry for interjecting. Yeah, that man will go to parliament. I mean, name go carry go there. No,
well, for me, what they say, you know, this heart rendering because if really they appoint you for day na a seat, right? Now for let you seek the public interest.
Now, as Melvin mentioned, the Chinese they make and clear say they don't produce, you know, traffic data to to SLRA. You think say SLRA don't do justice to Salon people for not telling the public about things that we don't happen?
That's what I tell you. I said that all we an apology. These not people that will put in a place where them for the represent with the people. And as they talk, the democracy what they talk about, you know, they that is shrine on a bondo bush. On a porous society, a secret society. Outside people do not for understand exactly what's the happen inside government. Gone are the days. Me wanna be talk now about the social media. Today, the modern world where we day, right? For everything where we they do, right? A day that the media. Somebody go hold the Android phone. He look at something, whether he's able for do proper broadcast, whether he do able for do proper write-up, but he don't put them. The moment he don't put them out, he don't go out. So for me, now failure on the part of governance. Governance is continuity, right? Well, we be say sometimes President Bio come and abort the agreement, but we be no say no go able to abort them because when once agreements don't go to the parliament to ratify them, they don't pass them as an agreement. For me, you know, begin no way except you come now review if you don't do as I say, they set up that committee where if you don't look into all of these things and see who side now the gray area. Right, like what they talk about when you know foreign exchange go up by 10%. That review they can be come up within 2 days or the effects of the review for take effect. For me, always would they say do not be sick, do not be do the due diligence. And the former administration, me no one for talk on the waiting. They do bad agreement. That is not the one grain exit will get. Now the one grain way will get for go up country. Look at the 3 toll roads. But look at 47 miles. You get 3 toll gates. And not ever they be in the wall. At least for me, we expect it for B2, right? But you got to put 3. And now if you talk say increments for take place for 25 years, down clause 10 4 they tell we say a review for this. So who is fooling who here?
All right.
So now that's where could they say. Really, the two side, the wholly an apology, and I want for use this opportunity for tell the parliamentary committee, the oversight committee, for where they put an hold, where they listen to, we all cry for say yes, citizens them. Really, if we put this, but look at the economic situation right now. Okay. That whole day, if you go say let trailers, people away they carry rice, up country, when I will staple food, now they come out to somebody where they na me to like Kwedu town. We go to buy rest 750 million right now. If you buy na the capital city, where you go beyond, then your Mandu, then Sando, then go beyond Kurubola because that cannot as it they connect to that Cranco line part, right? Then Fear Masai. How much you will go sell them? Where they can pay if you check 700 times 3, now 2,000 some hundred, right? When at 21, 2,100. Then at 2,109,000 people for the pay. You understand? That for just go for come back to check the same amount. I don't go 4,200. So for me, where they pay the price? Right. Now we the end users, and the end users now we they consume the rice. Now we they consume all other things. Plus ourselves now, cassava leaf. Then till now we staple food they come up country. All go be increased. So one for tell the parliamentary committee where sit down and listen to the voice of civil society, the public outcry that's then put an hold to this tier. And we they call on the ministry, right? Do you made it do due diligence?
Okay.
And waiting them for they do. Me always they recommend outreach very important. I they use this as a case study from the ONS because me and Mr. Wayne are on so many programs for anything where they happen, right? ONS they come out and update the public. Anything where what happen for tomorrow. If today something for happen for next week, then they come first they inform the public,
right.
Tell the public say now this guy for happen one for now that's one for see ministries, departments and agencies.
Okay.
Then they do because communication very important.
All right.
Democracy not electoral the way you go keep people in shrines or inside Poro bush or when they bush wait for the for years don't know for no nothing personal way they. This not to the type of government we want. We want to see governments we open up, wait for the talk to the citizens, so that when citizens, like for example, this document for the day out, this document has never been out. Like when my brother talk, that's enclosed inside that document. The secret for the inside that document, not for tell nobody said. Which kind bad agreements are one for people?
We can look at the economic challenge where this increment will bring to the country. As you just mentioned, say ONS now one of the institutions that we all time the updates the public about things that we get for happen, we then get for do. This make a bring in Mr. Will. We understand say World Bank they support government for collect data concerning flood assessment and build resilient cities. Take me through that project.
Plenty thank you again. We call the project Resilient Urban Sierra Leone Project, RUSLP. Like you rightly don't mention, now a government of Sierra Leone owned project supported by the World Bank, funded and supported by the World Bank, and purposely for collect information or waiting with Microsoft called data for build resilient cities, particularly the municipal cities. And when we say resilience, it means now for give the master sabi or tank to the city then they for withstand shocks. Outside shocks they happen, they're able to withstand and get themselves relieved from their shocks and they or get the capacity for actually serve as a shield to shocks where they want for can meet them. So like both being the sword and the shield. The sword, if it happen, you get the master sabi, the train for fetam. Usa it don't happen, you get the capacity for prevent them from happening. So this project go get for target mainly the municipal cities. Freetown, when are the primary municipal city, Bo, Makeni, Bond, Kenema, Putloko, etc. etc. Their cities there. Now they collect information for do a flood risk assessment and capacity needs assessment for ensure say things like floods where don't they happen in their cities there over the period where they pose a lot of challenges to lives and economic livelihood of activities. We find way for able for curtail them, even if not for eradicate them completely, because we agree and we concede say some disasters and they win are natural disasters. Other disasters they most of the disasters they say for what they face now man-made ones. Now with activities are any trigger for letting flood they happen because by the way how they construct the houses, by the way how we they even cut down the trees them. So if breeze can now, it will blow off and that kind of thing. Or don't go build now waterways with small rain come, it will flood into communities and cause a lot of problems. So this assessment, we then collect that information they then go get for now put that into maps and translate that information into maps so that the city councils, for example, go now know say now this particular area in Freetown, they get the tendency for let this kind of thing happen in relation to disasters. Let we pay some attention to this area so that we go good proper planning for avert them thing already happen. Let not happen. Or let we pay more attention to sensitization. Now this particular zone na Kenema, for example, so that the population will reside around that area they go know how to interact with that environment. Because the environment don't forget saying one way, what you give them, now they give you back. If you not give something, you know they give you If you dey go trade dirty, na side way you not supposed to trade dirty. When the ten come for let that dirty they commodity, they commodity by force. They come back to you. Now just like the water, which it trade, now they bring come back on shores. So, like I say, the project are for actually help for reduce floods. And also floods happen for actually find way for able for resolve them and for help the councils them for let them able for develop and do proper planning for service delivery to them communities and they. So the project they work in close collaboration with these municipal councils. They cannot mention them so do inclusive. Because they are in the municipal council, I didn't get mayors. So I make call the municipal councils. We say we get them mayor them, now their cities them. Bond gets mayor, McKinney gets, Bo gets, Kenema get, Local get, and Freetown get. So then council say, yeah, this project they work in close collaboration with their people there. So basically, now that the purpose of the project. The overall objective now for enhanced urban planning for proper service delivery. But as we go along, I'll go for talk about a pending activity. We'll get for happen very shortly in Freetown, where the purpose for which are actually there now. Because in the area, in an area way full of misinformation, propaganda, and that kind of thing, something and the way they about to happen, tell the public they understand and clearly why they happen, so that somebody who can spin around that events and give them wrong information as against the actual activity happen.
All right. This brings me to the question. We understand, say, aircraft get for the fly around Freetown during the terror, then it collects then data. How thought about that?
Fine. Yes, a Cessna plane, an aircraft, small aircraft, don't fly sometime in day. Na Bo, na Bond, na Kwedu New Seven Council for do this activity we don't talk about. So in the next couple of weeks or days, the same plane will go for fly na Freetown. But the reason we make even when they talk about in fly one, now because you don't get for fly like the normal plane then where they fly. Because what a plane they fly. Even as they talk now, so they want plane the plans, they go to Belgium, they go to America, what have you, when they go to neighboring countries. But this one I get for fly very low for a short say they able for capture the images. So, but before the planes and do this fly, before we even begin the project itself, we go to communities, the one that we get for be affected, call them at town hall meetings, and explain to them the project, the rationale behind the project, and the activity we get for follow them, for accomplish the aims and objectives so they within that project. Say, their communities and they, especially the stakeholders that will become, they mean they're under kind of a authority for letting also cascade that information into the rest of the community, particularly the councils. So after that engagement day, it will require that the project implementers, the one that we get for do this fly of the planes, for let them can construct, or let them can put ground control points. Then ground control points and waiting the control, just like we get the flight controller, which we get for control the pilots where they fly, who say for fly, which level if for reach, for go below that level there, so that it will capture the image without you obstructing anything whatsoever, whether a building, high-rise building, or whether a poles and that kind of thing there. So even though the plane get for fly as low as possible, you know, go tap out house, you know, go tap out any pole, you know, go tap out any infrastructure where they on ground. Now that make them ground control points here don't be erected. So then they paint them black and white. They need various points them. The other one in the paint them just red. So one of the things they do, they draw the public's attention to, now for them serve as watchdogs to them ground control points and they. Now in a way, you know, get nothing for do it, but some people them get the tendency for begin for car obstruct them or they want for even come build something near there. But the council they will provide with their site and they who say they don't construct all of them ground control points them for help for direct the plane them for let them do their function. Without the ground control points, the plane not going for fly. So now that make we lay emphasis on the protection of them ground control points and the of course this one we get for happen so we'll get for next week, effective Monday thereabout, we'll get an engagement with the relevant authority stakeholders them, so that in addition to what they do so, they come for also tell them about this one. The plane no go fly if the people don't understand why the plane they fly for. Because no unless somebody come say, hey, when I see plane and they fly, then they can spy on una or an enemy plane and that kind of thing. The plane a friendly plane, a plane we mean for help the relevant authorities, particularly the municipal councils, for let them provide for we the basic needs that we want now with various communities, including averting the flood or the disaster that will happen now with various communities.
All right. Fambola Sunano Yeri and Tenitem when I get for the sea next week. When I see plane that we get for fly low. So you we they around the area them we basically this plane get for fly Nadoi from the Office of National Security say Leone don't scare this na process where World Bank supports government for collect data as way for make the city look easy for people. But what will come again you can tell we the specific area them where this particular plane get for fly. And thing that we get for do with the toll gate as we look inside the increment. Reporter Cherino Jalom in the Parliament, outside the chairman for the Parliamentary Oversight Committee, Honorable Bashu Siliki, don't ask the Ministry of Works and Public Assets not for carry on with the proposed increment on the toll gate fee until Parliament look into a proper one. Well, don't listen to Cherino Jalo as he reports.
Inside 2015, the government of Salom bin signed one agreement with the China Railway Savings Group CRSG for make, design and operate the road from Wellington to Masheka. And during this time, the company would be in charge of the road, who said they would collect certain amount of copper for maintain and pull back the copper where they don't invest on the road. But 9 years now, after they don't sign to that agreement, this don't happen. But 3 weeks back, information will meet the public. Now that the Ministry of Works and Public Assets, together with CRSG, don't agree for add pan the amount of copper we must to them for pay where they use this road. But this information, now I know plenty people not been glad about. We make the Parliamentary Committee on Works and Public Assets. Now Parliament don't engage the Ministry of Works and Public Assets and CRSG where they operate this road. During this engagement, members of the Committee on Works and Public Assets been first try for ask the ministry and the company but why the proposed increment. When they respond to this question, representative from CRSG say this road don't ever bring plenty development to the country, and according to them with this skyway how dollar don't they go up, things then seven they expensive, then they get serious challenge for continue for make this road.
The huge loss due to changes in exchange rate. The exchange rate of US dollars to Leone has increased from 7,500 at the start of operations to the current 22,865. Number 200 caused by overloaded vehicles. Statistics show that the ratio of overloaded vehicles is 6%, significantly shortening the highway lifespan. Changing number 4, accidents on the highway. Accidents on the newly constructed highway, damage of road infrastructure frequently. What is worse is that the accident drivers always fail to compensate the damage, causing additional cost of maintenance to the road. Challenge number 5 is the improper use of registration number plates. Totally different vehicles using the exactly same registration number.
With all them challenge here, CRSG believes say this road in make one though able for reduce the travel time, reduce the too much accidents when they happen at the road before now, give work direct and indirect to over 1,000 people, and self open the space for more people, open business center them, where all this don't help for improve the economy in the country. With all this make the company believe say if they were able to continue for provide them facility also need they for increase on the cost of the toll gates, and this according to them they in line with clause 10.4 and the agreement.
According to the clause 10.4 of the concession agreement, the toll tariff shall be adjusted subject to a review by both parties whenever the exchange rate varies by 10%. Since 2017 up to now, the exchange rate changes from 7,500 up to 22,855.4. The exchange rate variation ratio is 205%, which is much more than the 10% stipulated in agreements. According to our statistics, if according to the contract conditions, The adjustment is long due. It is supposed to be done long time before in September of 2018.
After member of the committee, we don't listen to the presentation of CRSG. Honorable Bashir Siliki, the chairman for the Parliamentary Oversight Committee, been getting them questionnaires for the company where people don't they ask over the past weeks them.
Mr. Contractor, you are supposed to be reporting on this project and through collection to the government to SLI. Have you been doing your reports?
Yes, Honorable Chairman. Since the beginning of this project, during construction period and also during the operation period, we have been submitting regular reports to the governmental authorities.
Including the financial report?
Yes, in that report, the main content is the road maintenance, operation, financial accounts, financial situation, and also challenges, and also the operation and maintenance activities that has been done.
So, have you been reporting the base traffic?
Yes, traffic data and also collection. Yeah, we submit this regularly.
As the CRSG representative, they say they be able to hand over all financial and tariff reports to the government. This now one of the Minister of Works and Public Assets, Dr. Dennis Sandi, say according to the contract, the company can do that if they feel for do so. But this in statement, now one member of Parliament them from the committee being questioned.
3.5, let us take it into consideration. The concession